So, did you really think I would be showing you right away how it went? Well, that's not quite the case. Yeah, hello and welcome back to another video. And yeah, as you saw, today I will be attempting one of the biggest features that I've ever tried. And it's the road gap on Skibikehike or in Skibikehike in Ulricehamn. But yeah, evidently by the fact that I am not recording this from a wheelchair, it can't have gone that bad, right? And yeah, obviously if I had a massive crash I would not be standing up here doing this. However, I will show you that it maybe wasn't as smooth sailing as it might seem, and there was quite a bit of a journey, so let's dive into it. So I wanted to go back, try it out, and this was the last chance I had of the year. Basically this was the closing weekend for Skibikehike, so it was basically, if I don't do it now, then it would be another 4 or 5 months before I can try it out again. I wanted to use that as motivation rather than just pushing myself to do it regardless, because the problem would be if I push myself and force myself to do it against my own will, and that's pretty much a big risk of just hurting yourself. So yeah, I wanted to go through and do a little bit of a different video, going through my mental process, how I approach something like this, my steps in order to actually want to try them, and yeah, basically I thought that I was contemplating whether I wanted to do the entire day as one video, but I figured that it would probably be a bit too long, and yeah, it would be kind of split between the rest of the day and me doing the road gap and the process towards that. So I wanted to focus this video on, like I said, the mental process of me attempting something like this, and yeah, the road gap in general. And then do the separate video that will come out in 2 or so days of the rest of the day. So highly recommend watching that later on, because there's so much more to this bike park than just this road gap, and it's one hell of a bike park that I highly recommend going to next year. Obviously it's too late, because when this goes out it will already have closed for this year, so next year, if you haven't gone to Ulricehamn and you have the chance, be sure to check it out, because like I said, it's an incredible bike park in my opinion. But anyways, let's go through the mental process and how the day went in general. And yeah, basically started out, I just did a green flow trail to just feel out how I was feeling for the day, just get warmed up. It's a really simple one, has like one jump, and that's pretty much it. Then it's just green flow. After that, I actually right away went out to the drop or the road gap to check it out. And something that you will see in this clip, and I think I'll talk about it right away, is how windy it was. I was really worried that already would be like the death basically of me attempting this for the day, because yeah, I knew that the wind could play a big part, and you should always be careful with the wind when you're doing things like that, when it's jumps or drops where you go quite big and get some good air. And yeah, I was worried that driving there it was gonna be, the trees were swinging side to side, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna work out, like I thought several times going there. And basically the winds were about somewhere in between 8 to 10 meters per second. But yeah, I went out to the road gap and had a look, and basically this is my first impressions of the wind. Yeah, sure, well, it's not the first impression, I've been here before, but yeah, basically this is me showing it off, showing the size, everything, so here that is. Okay, I don't know how well you can tell, but I think you can tell that. Well, I mean, just look at the trees. It's pretty windy today, and that definitely puts a spanner into the works in terms of whether I want to do a gap jump or not. I know that according to the weather forecast it's gonna ease up a bit. It's still gonna be windy the entire day, but it's gonna be
less so towards like the 2 last hours of the day, pretty much. Basically, I haven't said it, but plan is just to roll up to the drop now, just show it off pretty much. Okay, here we are. Whew. Yeah, it is scary. I mean, currently I'm all alone here, actually, so I don't think there's any risk of someone coming, but anyways, you shouldn't stand on a big takeoff like that. You know yourself that when you're doing things like that, you don't want to have extra things to focus on. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how well it is for scale. Like, if I stand underneath, I'm 183 and I do not reach up to the top, so I would say like 2-ish meters in terms of height from the gravel road up to the takeoff. And then like from the takeoff, like, what could it be? What's then roughly here? 1, 2, 3. Yes, you have to travel about 4-ish meters to clear it. And yeah, this is one that you have to clear. You can see that there are people that have come up short here. So do not want to do that. I don't want to join that group of people. So yeah, but let's see here. If I go up here, let's see how the wind is from up here where takeoff is. Don't really think about that before. And yeah, this is just one of many safety precautions when I... Okay, one thing that actually, as you can see, it's blowing like crazy. But the thing is that it is a tailwind, so I will actually have the wind behind me. The worst case scenario would have been probably headwind, because then it's gonna be so hard to judge speed. Second worst is obviously if it came from the side, because that would, like, yeah, you can get caught up in the wind and so on. But like, tailwind should only like really help me. Yeah, well, at least I've shown it off at least now, so we'll see.
So yeah, after having a good look, basically I decided to just roll down, continue on the blue jump line with some really big jumps. This is probably the biggest jump on any blue flow trail that I know. So I've always been struggling on these jumps, and especially on a day like this. But yeah, I did feel ready though. Something that I always want to try to do is watch a video that's always in my mental like build up towards a bigger feature. I always either try to find it on YouTube and see someone doing it, or I try to find someone in the bike park on the same day that has been doing it. And first like hour or so, it was pretty much me and one other person. Then more people came along for the rest of the day. So I thought the only thing that I had to go off of was a clip of someone else doing it on YouTube. And I wanted to do it without popping, because I feel like that was the easiest technique for me to just get the speed. And basically in that clip, he took from the bridge 2 cranks, then you can't pedal when you're going over the rock face, and then 2 or 3 pedals after that in between where there's a slight bit of dirt, and also onto the ramp. Obviously can't pedal too far into the ramp because you need to set up and actually be ready for the drop itself. But that was the approach that I wanted to go for, because yeah, at the moment, at the start, there was no one that actually had done it there to show me. But yeah, that's always a good tip. If you find someone that has done it, use them, ask them everything. That's what I did, for example, in Shisa when I did a pro line rock roll. I found a guy and I basically asked him everything about how much you can brake, how easy it is to avoid a big gap jump afterwards, like everything. Just ask them like most people will be helpful and help you out. That's one big tip that I have. But yeah, after that I went for another, just like this time I was not at all gonna send it, but basically I wanted to go in with a little bit more speed, feel how I was feeling, and yeah, see how the speed into the ramp phase was basically. So I went for the 2 cranks going down from the bridge, and then I decided to brake at the rock face basically, just to see how the speed was feeling going into that.
Okay, I'm just gonna try a run-in. Not gonna commit this lap, so don't get too excited. Just gonna see basically if I feel like I have the speed when I reach the bridge. Okay, I did not really like... see.
So yeah, when I was walking or just contemplating my life basically, there was a kid coming along. His name is Tage, and you will see him later on in this video. Basically he came up to me there and we started talking, and he said that he also hadn't done the gap yet. But his goal was also to try to do it the same day, so we basically decided that, okay, the wind is really bad now on the morning, but it's gonna be slightly better towards the afternoon. So basically we said, okay, well, let's try to group up later on, let's try to push each other to do this, and yeah, try to help each other to do it together. And like I said, it's not the first and last time you will see him in the video. He will come along later on. So basically we went on our separate ways for some time. I did a lot of other things. Like I said, these runs will be in the next video because it's part of the other trails. It's not really part of the gap jump journey so to say. However, one thing that I wanted to do, and also that is along the lines of me going through my mental list of things that I want to tick off, is to try to find something somewhat similar but slightly easier. And basically, thinking is basically that if I do that and if I clear it, it's not that much bigger to do the actual feature that I'm going to do. So it's just a nice mental boost to be like, okay, well, I did something that was slightly smaller and slightly easier, but it helps you work towards getting it done with a bigger feature. There is a gap, or not a gap, it's a drop on Pumba. The very last feature on trail is this big drop, and I said in when I showed off the gap jump that the height from the drop to the gravel road is about 2 meters, maybe less, maybe more, and this drop is almost the same in terms of height. I think from last time I was here and did it and measured it, it was pretty much exactly my weight, my length. So 183-ish, I believe, if I remember correctly. The main difference with this drop is that there is no gap, so you can land as short or as long as you want. There is a landing to catch you regardless. And like I said, the basic thing was just to get a boost, get a feel that I can do this, I can do this drop, so I can do the bigger drop later on. So I decided to hit up Pumba. So here's that run, and me checking out that drop and going for that.
Okay, let's do Pumba now. This is kind of part of my, I guess, pre-gap training, because this one has a drop that's pretty severe and basically gonna be good for just a mental game if I can do that. Okay, that is new, and that's pretty severe as well. Huh. Okay, well, this was not here before. You're gonna need quite a lot of speed for this one. It's pretty quick case friendly, but yeah, you're gonna need quite a bit of speed to clear it. That is a sketchy one every time. Oh yeah, this drop as well. This is steep and tricky as it is. Okay, let's have a quick little look at this one. Or doing anything too stupid. Well, good thing is that there's like zero wind here. I don't think this looks like much on camera, but it is pretty severe. But yeah, I've done it once, so should be able to do it twice, right? Okay, nice. That is a big one. For sure. But oh, it feels good to take that one off, because that, yeah, helps boost the confidence a little bit with yeah, feeling like I will be able to do the big one, so that's good.
So once again, decided to go for some food at this point, just take a break. But just before I went to lunch, actually, like I said, a lot more people showed up during the day, and there was a group of teenagers, I guess they are. I did never ask for their age. But basically they said that, okay, we have done it, and I think they did it on the same day as well. So we can tow you in, and obviously that's the best thing, because that eliminates speed concerns and stuff like that. So that was really appreciated that they were gonna show me. But what actually happened was that during lunch, when I was eating, they showed Tage, the guy that I bumped into before, the gap, and he actually sent it whilst I was eating. So what ended up happening is that I was eating, they did the gap jump with him, he did it 2 or 3 times to get comfortable with it, and after lunch I bumped into him again, and he said that, yeah, he was happy to show me and tow me in. So Tage was actually the one that actually showed me how to do it, in terms of speed and everything. So yeah, here is the first run in. I had not decided to actually send it or not here, and because it was the first time following him, and yeah, I was basically feeling like, okay, if it feels good, if the speed feels good, if I feel like I'm yeah, feeling it, I will send it. But I was contemplating it a little bit, so here's that run of me watching him do it for the first time. So, as you saw, I bailed on this one. There were a few different reasons why it didn't feel like the right thing to do at that time. First thing being that he pulled away from me quite a bit up until the gap, and by being so far ahead, it was really hard for me to tell if I was going the same speed at the time of the drop, or if I was going too slow or too fast, or what was going on. So, and since I hadn't really decided if I wanted to send it there or not, I just decided that no, it did not feel right to do it at this attempt. So I did bail. I did still see him do it. He pulled it off perfectly. But that gave me a hunch, at least, of the speed. I think I needed to go a little bit faster because I had a hard time keeping up with him beforehand. So yeah, we decided to just go for it again.
Oh.
Well, I cased it. I thought for sure when I looked at the tire marks earlier on that if you case it, you will be eating dirt. But actually, to my surprise, it did not feel that bad at all to case it. I mean, obviously I felt the case, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like super harsh, or it wasn't like close to causing a crash. To my surprise, because I thought, yeah, like I said, you would just fly over the bars and crash if you case that. Ironically, I said something along the lines earlier when I checked out those case marks that that's not where you want to end up.
You can see that there are people that have come up short here. So do not want to do that. I don't want to join that group of people.
And that's exactly what I did. But basically, I did not go for a pop. I actually thought for sure that I would have the speed, because from the clips that I watched, I did pretty much the same in terms of cranks and everything, so I thought I would be fine. Turns out that's not the case. Luckily, I got away with it this time. And yeah, I decided that, okay, well, if I've cased it, have I really done it? And not really. I want to do things better. I want to do them good if I feel like, yeah, otherwise I don't really feel like I've done it properly. Obviously I got over, so technically I did it, but I wanted to give it another go and check out, basically try to do it clean. So we went back up once again to do it for a second time.
Yeah.
And, well, there we are. I actually cleared it this time. This time I went for a little bit of a pop. I think I had about the same speed, but I did pop. The one sketchy thing about this is something that you don't actually see on the camera, but I ride left foot forward when I ride, and when I was cranking up until takeoff, I realized that, okay, I don't have the time to pull my, get my left foot forward, so I actually did it opposite foot forward with my right foot being forward. Actually, it went okay. I was a bit scared when I took off because it felt super alien. I mean, obviously, if you ride with opposite foot forward, you know how it feels. It feels awful. But it actually went alright. I cleared it. I landed perfectly. The pop was the right amount. I think that I would have been able to pop a little bit more if I had left foot forward, because that was also part of why it felt so awkward, because the technique went slightly out of the window. But I did it. I cleared it, and I landed this time without casing it, so officially I had done the gap jump that I set out to do. And I decided that I was gonna call it for the day, because my goal was to do it, and I did it basically. I could have maybe gone a few more times to get more comfortable on it, but I felt like I said, my goal that I set out for the day was to clear it, which I had done at that point. I basically felt like I don't mind having 4 or 5 months now of riding in the winter and getting more comfortable, becoming a better rider, and hopefully get it even cleaner and more comfortable in autumn, or not autumn, but spring, when when they open up again and I will come back. So, I did the goal that I set up to, and this is basically my journey to how I build up to my sense and my features that scare me. The mental process that I go through. I need to truly believe 100% that I can do it. Some people just basically look at things and they send it, but I have this mental program that I want to go through and tick off the things beforehand, because otherwise I don't feel comfortable doing it, and I will not be doing it. And basically everyone has their own mental journey that they go through before sending something. I wanted to share mine and do a different video, and I hope it's appreciated. Like I said, I think everyone has their own thing that they need to do in order to build up to something like this, and this is my way of doing it, and well, I guess it worked. I'm super happy and super stoked to actually do a feature like this. It's it's a big one and a scary one for sure. I think that if I come back when they open up again, give it a few months, improve more as a rider. Like I said, I've only been mountain biking for 1.5 years, so to take something like this off is truly incredible. That is it. No, actually, I lied. There was another feature further down. Basically, Tom&Jerry is the red massive jump trail. I guess I can show some clips here of me just rolling over some of the jumps right now. And basically, as you can see, these jumps are massive, and I'm not good enough of a jumper as of yet to dare to try them out properly. But there is one feature that is basically a on-off. It is a small little jump up on a bridge, and then you go down and drop. And this is one that I felt like I could do, and I wanted to try it out. So basically after this, it was the same run down towards the left from when I did a gap now. So we decided to do it, me and Tage, and here's that.
Okay, we're alive. Okay, I'm not setting this one. These jumps are nuts. Okej, där.
Alltså du har kört bra.
So So yeah, I cleared that too. I think I cased it a little bit. I think you ideally want... I think I had too high of a gear. So basically you go up a little bit after the jump, and I should have had a lower gear to get more speed to clear it better. But that's for another day. Basically I was just happy to clear the gap, and I ticked off this feature even though it was not maybe the most clean. So yeah, that is it in terms of my mental journey and how I did my first ever road gap. And well, I'm still here. I made it, and yeah, I'm super stoked to get it done. Thanks to Tage, he was an absolute ripper. You will be seeing him in bits in the next video as well, because we ended up riding a bit after this as well. So even though this is it in terms of this video, I highly recommend watching the video from the rest of the day, because like I said, this Bikepark is amazing and it has a lot of cool trails and features outside of this gap jump. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like I said, it's gonna be from the rest of the day, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.